Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own sealant. Sealant for this tire is like for tubeless tires, and the problem with this is that it goes bad over time. It should only really last like 6 months, but I'm going to use some materials that I have around the house to make my own sealant, and it's going to be better and it's going to last longer. But for right now, we are going to be cleaning up the old tire. I am going to wipe this out. One of the things I've done is install a new stem on my tire. This is a tubeless tire, so this is for tubeless rims and tubeless ready rims. I've had really good luck with this sort of rim. Like, this is my first tubeless and I really like it. Man, once you go tubeless, it's hard to go back to any other tire. And this one is very expensive. You know, I bought it on my Santa Cruz and it's been great. So latex, now this is a little bit more premium than you'll probably have, but you should be able to get at the craft store some sort of latex, maybe a small amount. I do a lot of sculpture, so I have this for mold making and making masks and all of that sort of stuff, but this is very important to have. You could also go to Home Depot. They'll have some like latex based things that you could possibly substitute for this. But if you look online, even a $20 small can of this will last a very long way. Coolant. Coolant is going to keep your sealant from freezing in the winter. You don't have to use an expensive one. I just have this half. And you just have to make sure that it's got ethanol glycol. And you'll need plenty of water. Tap water. I just filled it up. Basically, this is 16 ounces, so you'll need 2 of these bottles. You don't have to be super accurate on this. There's people who are super accurate, but you don't need to be. Another thing you're going to need is 16 ounces of sealant, tube sealant. You can get this at Walmart. It's very inexpensive, and I usually have this on my motorcycle in case I get a flat, and it works great. So you'll need 16 ounces of that. And this one is like 16 fluid ounces, so the entire thing. Another thing you're going to need is this. I'm using flour. So it's like flour is like thick. What some people use is glitter. It seems to be the most popular thing. I do not have any glitter right now. I wish I did because it would be kind of cool, but some people use flour, and that's what I have. So I'm going to use flour. The point of flour is that if you do get a puncture, the little particles will mix in with the hole and seal it up. Same thing with glitter. Some people even use like dog hair. So it's just anything coarse in order to be less liquidy. So that's what I have. That's what I'll use. And I have a big thing here to stir. So I'll just do that. All right, I got this out. And you can see like that's what latex is. Latex is really cool. Yeah, but this paste is what you're going to be making. So this cup all the way to the top is about 16 ounces. 16 ounces of latex onto here. That's a lot of latex. Latex has also got this ammonia smell. Okay, there we go. You might have to use a funnel. Look at that latex. That's a lot of latex. And let's see what else. I just have some empty cups here, and the next thing in the batch is that 16 ounces of antifreeze. So we're going to take our antifreeze coolant bottle, and this should actually be really good because this antifreeze is extremely good. Next thing we're going to need is 16 ounces, actually 32 ounces. Now this is more for visuals. So that's about all right, here we go. So You'll need 2 waters, 1 latex, 1 antifreeze, and we have about, I think it calls for about 1 ounce of glitter. All right, this is going to be perfect. First stir, just a piece of wood. So I am going to put in my antifreeze. There you go. Now let's put on our latex. Nice, look at that. Latex is, I don't know why I find latex so amusing. It's so cool. Like, you can make these really cool masks with it. I made molds of sculptures. Yeah, so I kind of lucked out by having latex nearby, but I just love it. I don't know why. All right, so now we're gonna need water. You can see how much we really make here. I mean, Jesus, this is so much. Is it really 16 ounces of water? Jesus. Another thing I completely forgot was the slime. So we are going to be putting in our slime. So it's about this entire can of slime. This stuff is not very expensive. So 32 ounces of water. I can't believe it's so much water. It's like, how am I supposed to use all of this? This is going to be crazy. So it's already very syrupy. So now we're going to get our, and you can see this has got like little dots in there. That's what it's going to stop the punctures. So the sealant is really like a glue. I mean, Jesus, this better work. I'm just gonna put some water in here really quick. And that's that. I am going to reuse this to put the sealant in there. And now we're just going to like shake this as much as possible before we add the flour. Really kind of cool. I am going to spend some time and really mix this as best as I can. If possible, try to get as much of the latex in here. It's expensive. But you can tell just from this equipment, I managed to make this much. So this is kind of crazy when you think about it. We are going to be adding our flour. Remember, glitter works. I don't have any glitter, but this is too much. I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. This is going to make this a little bit thicker. So the whole point, of course, is that same thing with the sealant. They had like little sparkles in here, and the sparkles are just a way of stopping the punctures. So I'm just going to use my hand like this and mush it up. I guess an egg beater would work well. I don't have such things. Now that we have so much of this stuff, we need a way to put it in containers. So we're going to use a funnel. I'll be putting most of it here, but first this is going to be my little thing to put it onto the tire. So I'm going to fill this one up, and hopefully I'm not going to, it's a little bit too thick, but oh shit, this is the story of my life. And I'm just going to fill it up as much as I can. Oh shit. Oh man, so getting this stuff everywhere. So we're going to put the tire onto the rim. And these tires, I really like the tubeless. I got one side of it on here, and make sure I get it over the stem here. Take this and I'm just going to pour it. It's a little bit less liquidy than I like, but I put the entire thing, which is not good, but so I'm gonna just let the fluid go down to the bottom part. And now I'm just going to get this. There we go. And it's on the bead. So at this point, there's plenty of fluid in here. And I am just going to rotate it around. So this is important. So when you have the tire, you need to make sure it's on the rim. And then I'm going to put some air. Let's put some air on this thing. There we go. Once you hear those pops, that means that it went into the rim. There we go. Around the rim. And you can see another pop. It's seating onto the rim. So I like to kind of push this in. And you should be able to see if there's any of the sealant coming out of the edges. You can see there's some there, but it takes a while for it to fully seat. So right over here, I'm looking, doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Normally you want to take it for a ride when you do this. Yep, so that's the sealant, and it's in there. So we have quite a bit of the sealant. I think the one thing I didn't like is the flour. The flour just, it's hard to manage, but look at that. All of this would cost me, I don't know, whatever. And I have so much of this. So I'm just gonna take this and just gonna do that. So all my friends watching, if you're watching the channel, Biking Misadventures, if you need sealant, let me know. I'll bring you to the next ride. This is crazy. There's so much sealant.
Thank you for watching my film. I hope you like. Dziękuję.